The point that I was getting to is they always let's come together. All this hate, we need to find a way to come together with each other. Baby, we ain't inviting people to the table. We're flipping the motherfucking table, okay?
Exactly. Yeah.
There's no seats left. They're filled.
That's
You
right.
want to do something, get out in the fucking street and do it.
Right.
You're
Stop
not
talking
being
about
invited.
it.
Yeah, quit talking about it to me. Go do it.
Just
It's
do
not my job to hold your hand because now you're hurt and you want somebody to hug you and you want to be part of a group. That need to be part of a group is a fucking problem. Well, and welcome to another episode of Not Your Podcast. This is me, Christina from Christina Talks Tea. And Veronica, too. We love our V. She's liberal and she's loud as she can be. We're just going to discuss a few topics of the day, some of the things that have happened, and some of the things the fatback has had to say. I hope you enjoyed the show. Here we go. Hey, V, what you got to say today?
Oh, my goodness. The news week has been insane, Christina. I mean, insane. Looking back at the week, imagine if any other president had done half of the shit that this fatback has done. Just imagine for a minute how it is that Fox News and any other of those news outlets would have actually played this back on repeat. Just going through everything. It was insane to me. This week actually has been a really, really bad week for him. Like, which one do you think was the worst one for him out of all of the losses and all the bullshit that we had to go through?
Well, that little speech he gave in Georgia was rough. Well, even the guy in the crowd was mimicking that speech, the speech where he said he invented the word caravan, honey. And apparently the Democrats invented affordability, which, that's a lot of credit to give to the Democrats. Thank you, Orange Daddy. You silly fool. Thanks for the praise around this way that we created affordability, which is absolutely true today because the Republican crew is taking all your money and your food. But yeah, that was pretty rough. That was pretty rough indeed. It got kind of better for the White House Correspondents' Dinner. At least he wasn't slurring his speech, but that may be all those amphetamines. We really don't know, dear. But he still looked a fool, and he turned it into another campaign rally. In no kind of way was it funny last night.
Girl, everybody was just like, what is happening? But yeah, let's just touch back on that particular one in Georgia because the speech that he had for that day, not only were they making fun of him behind him, and that was crazy to me because they vet all those people. They want to make sure that Orange Daddy looks amazing and is just praised the entire fucking time. So the fact that they were able to get somebody in there that was willing to just, make him look like the bigger fool that he is. He doesn't need help, though, because he can do it all by himself, but that was fantastic. But isn't that the same speech where he said that he was going to cry if you don't pass my Save America Act and you don't get rid of the filibuster, I'm going to cry.
His little macho man personality went right out the window.
Lord have mercy. I'm like, bitch, go where, all the way home, little piggy. Like, what are you even saying?
I think my favorite thing he said was, the most important man in the room is not here. That was the best self-own ever, dear. Being as he should be the most important in the room as the president.
But that
clearly
just didn't happen.
He was not there.
Right. That was so crazy. I'm like, dude, you're giving yourself up. I mean, we already know that you're the entire puppet show. Like, we know that. But the fact that you actually admit some of the stuff, like, I think that what's happening with his brain being on full fry nowadays, that he's going to continue to say more and more outlandish shit. Like, if that could even happen. But I think that that's going to start to happen even more. And I'm just waiting. Like, I'm just waiting. It's getting so crazy.
Any day now, any
Yeah.
day now, he's
Yeah.
gonna get up there and say, yes, yes, yes. You know, it was real fun fucking around with the 13-year-old. Any fucking moment now, honey.
Any
Any
day.
moment. Like he almost did last night at the White House Correspondents' Dinner when they were handing
Girl.
out awards for all the journalists who have brought him to heel and told the truth, like about the birthday letter. And him being, you know, a dirty bastard and pedo. And he just smiled and threw his hands up in the air like, yeah, I rape people.
Yeah. I did
So
that.
funny.
Sure. Yeah. I was
Sure.
like, oh, well. Oh,
What you gonna
well.
do? Because that was kind of the whole
Exactly.
sentiment. Yep. And,
That
you know, it's like, whoa,
he's
you're,
like,
you're, you're
yeah,
pretty bold for someone who can't hold their
yeah,
poo in their rear. Honey, that's pretty
girl.
bold of you.
That is insanity to me. And he literally did. He's like, like he does that little, like so and what? And your point is, it's insanity to me. And I love the fact that Wolf Blitzer. I mean, sometimes I cannot stand Wolf. Don't get me wrong. I think he's okay. I don't think that he's all that in a bag of chips. I think that he's past his prime, and he needs to go. Personally, that's just my opinion. Everybody has their opinion about people, but I'm not a fan of Wolf's anymore. Um, but I was very impressed by the fact that he did the award the way that he did, and he did it just like, I'm going to go ahead and call you out, and I'm going to do it without even thinking twice about it. He was so boisterous about it that it literally gave me fucking life. I love that.
It
And we
was
need to see more
nice.
of that. Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
very nice. I've watched a lot of commentators come down on the media for even participating. And I think y'all kind of got it wrong being mad at the media. That was their party that he crashed.
Mhm. Mhm.
And
Yeah.
not going is not the correct form of protest, not
Right.
for that particular event. What happened was the correct form of protest. Every award given to journalists last night was for pieces that they covered on him and his regime. And he had to sit there
Exactly.
and he had to shake their hands after trying to have them arrested, having the FBI harass them, the DOJ harassed him. That was chef's kiss. That was chef's kiss. So I'm not mad at the media today.
Right.
Not like other people seem to be. But
Yeah.
also, I think a whole lot of other people aren't watching legacy media right now because we have been protesting it, because they had been bending the knee. But because of what I do, I watch all of it. And there has
Mhm.
been a shift, a change in the tide, even on the networks that are more favorable to him, like the
Right.
fake Fox News.
Right.
They've been barreling down on these representatives and senators and not taking any flack from them and calling them out on their bullshit. We're not talking about Jesse Waters and them. We're not talking about the ones that do the nighttime
Ugh.
shows where it's completely
No.
for entertainment. But if you're
Right.
watching like Fox News in the daytime via the internet, they're not playing his game. They're not.
They really are starting to call him out. It was
They
just like
they
that.
really are.
Yeah.
You know, he said last night when he stood up there and he said he was talking about how he's made everybody rich and when he's gone, everybody's going to be poor again. And
Oh my
every
God.
accusation is a confession. And the only people in the room he was talking to was his entourage and crew, because that is
Exactly.
true.
That
That
is
is
true.
true for them. The
Right.
reason they're
Right.
making the money they're making is because they're corrupt and he's letting them get away with corruption because he's corrupt too.
Exactly. Like they're not going to have the information. What is that?
That ain't here
Did you
with
hear that?
me. I did hear
Oh,
that.
okay. You did hear that?
I did hear that.
What is? Okay. I'm like, is the scaffold? Like what?
Oh shit, honey. It's here. It's here. They done found us, baby.
Anyway. Oh, I lost my train of thought because that
But
just took me by surprise.
yeah, and he kept saying, if it wasn't for him, they wouldn't be media and they wouldn't be news and
Oh,
all of them
yeah.
were losing their money until
Yeah.
he came along. Actually, nobody started losing their money till you came along. Everybody trusted the
Exactly.
news until you started the talking point that it was fake news. You are the problem.
Exactly.
You've always been the problem. And
Well,
all that's going to go back to normal once he's gone. People will start tuning back in to the shows. I seen the other day that because of all the court cases and intertwining with the merging of Paramount, CBS, and Warner Brothers, that's
mhm.
been put on hold. That merger's been put on hold. And
Really?
The judge ruled that it had to be, but then Paramount and CBS said that's okay. We're fine with it being put on hold. And I think one of the reasons for that is because they already know it's over. It is over for the regime, and they're already making plans to pivot back the way that they were, more inclusive and not, white hate propaganda bullshit. Behind the scenes, you can see it, and money too. This is what I want people to understand. So a whole lot of money has been flowing in the direction he wants it to go to prop up his regime, and
Mm-hmm.
they're bending the knee to stay out of court. But behind the scenes, we're starting to see corporations send their money back the other way towards the blue because it's on the spreadsheet. They're going broke, propping up the red regime.
Yes. Yes, they are.
Duh. So that made me feel really good to see that, to see a lot of companies and corporations start to go back the other way, to see new programming coming on TV that just is a slap in the face to the right regime with characters that are trans, that are gay, all the diversity, all the things that they've tried to remove. It's coming back in real quick and quietly, but back in. So the tide is turning against him. The tide is turning against him on the news. It's on entertainment, social media. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
everywhere. It's
Yeah,
everywhere.
it really is. It really is. I know you saw that clip that I did. I'm pretty sure it was yesterday. Oh no, I think I uploaded it. Recorded it yesterday, but I uploaded it this morning where I showed a clip of Fox News actually just drilling a Republican senator and saying, listen, we are really good friends, but get honest and be real. This is not true. What you're doing. And he said, you've lost your swag or your whatever. Like he was trying to
Swagger.
be cool.
Yeah, it was, I see. You lost your swagger, whatever the young folks call it, your
I
riz.
know, your Riz.
I was
I'm
like,
like,
did
your
this old
jizz.
bastard just say riz on Fox News? What the heck?
You know, that's what he's trying to say. He just didn't want to say it, whatever. But yeah, I mean, well, we know, but it was so good to see. In fact, so many people were immediately commenting saying, what the heck? When did they become liberal? But that's just one example of so many because they really are starting to call them out, just like you said, more and more often, where they're like, this is just not true. The other day, I love to watch Abby Phillips every night. Like that is my go-to every single night at 9 o'clock. I am front and center. And I watch it because we already know that there's, half of them are on the left and the other half on the right. And then they normally have like a fifth person in the seat just trying to go ahead and be the expert for that, that segment or whatever. And a year ago when I was watching it, every single one of those people on the right would just come out and I mean, they would literally just live and die by whatever he said and defended all of it. They can't do that anymore as easily. In fact, a lot of them that were like die hard, like they would go hard for the fatback. They're just like, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And they're agreeing with the people on the left. And the people on the left are getting so much more bold in the way that they are actually coming out and saying, no, that's not true. No, that's not true. And the other day, Ro Khanna was on there, and there was another lady. I don't know her name. Honestly, I never want to know her name because she's an older white lady that literally is so dense when it comes to the things that this man does. She just doesn't care. It doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter how illegal it might sound or look or whatever. If he can do it, he should. He should do it. He should do it. And she was just sitting there, just point blank lying. And Ro Khanna turned around and he's like, "Those are just lies." Like he's just like, "You're lying, ho! Like what are you saying?" And she was just like, oh, and she just kind of kept on. And then he's just like, those are lies. No, those are absolute 100% lies. So they're being called out. Where before, one of the things that I think irritated me the most about this entire propaganda machine is that nobody ever called out the lies. They just accepted them. They just took them as like face value. They wanted to be polite. People didn't want to say the things that needed to be said. And if we started actually standing up for the things that we know to be wrong, we wouldn't be in the boat that we're in right now. I don't think.
Yeah, I think part of it too is using their own playbook against them.
Hmm.
You know, they've been so proud of what they've had to say, and they've been so loud and so rude about it in a certain kind of way,
Oh,
unapologetically upfront in
mm-hmm.
your face with their bullshit. Whereas decorum was what was happening on the other side of the aisle. We were just too busy being politically correct and polite not to call them out, and that's gone. That is over.
Oh,
And
way
it's
gone.
just like that bully mentality. A bully don't know what to do when you come right back at them with what they've been giving
That's
you.
right. That's right. Yeah.
And finally we are seeing Democrats and liberals and progressives come back and come right back at them with the same hardcore. I can be rude too. I can be real
Right?
damn rude too, and it's just caught them off
Exactly.
guard. It's caught them off guard, and the people are loving it. We love it when we see our representatives get loud with them instead of being, oh, decorum and politically
Yeah.
correct, and they're just talking out the side of their face and blah blah blah. No,
Yeah.
call them out, call them out. And the more they're calling them out, the quieter they're fucking being on the other side of the aisle because they don't know what to do.
They don't. They're like, "Ah, can you believe they said that?
I thought y'all
What
were
about the tolerant
tolerant.
left?" I
Where
know.
did the
It's like
tolerance go?
we don't
Out the
tolerate
fucking door.
bullshit. Yeah, no, I mean, the tolerance doesn't mean that I'm going to allow you to walk all over me. And they've been doing that, though. They have been doing that, and that's why they felt so emboldened. And the thing about a bully, just like you said, the more you allow a bully to bully you, the bolder they get in the way they bully you. You punch a bully in the nose, that's going to end very quickly, and that's
Real
what they're
quick. Or
doing now.
in the
They're
throat, or in the balls. It don't
wherever you
matter where
need to
you
do
punch
it.
them, where you kick them. I don't care what you do. Get fucking
Oh,
petty with
oh,
it, baby. Just
right.
go
Straight
punch the
on.
dog. You know what I mean? Like, be petty
Oh,
about
yeah.
it.
I need to walk around with this shirt that says throat punch leftist. I'm gonna make that. That actually is a good shirt, actually.
It's a
Throat
good
punch
shirt. We need
leftist.
that one.
All right. Because I think that that's what we need to start. I need them to understand that this is that whole section of our timeline is just been cut out and just put to the side because we're done with that bullshit. Like I'm so
Yeah.
over it.
Yeah.
I can't with that anymore. It's just too much. But um okay, so let's talk about the recent things that we were talking about right before we went on with the war and the way that he has yet again desecrated and used the military for his own propaganda and the things that he's trying to do. Like when he told when he made that announcement that the four people that had, or the people that had passed or had been killed in combat, that they had said that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon.
So let me get this straight. They called you from the grave because we know you didn't talk to them before the war started. They were already stationed over there, and you've been too busy ranting on your social platform about Rosie O'Donnell and Jimmy Kimmel. And so when did you take a break from doing all that to speak to the troops? You
Right.
know, he always does stuff like this, and I think that's even less offensive to me than him removing the four names of the four
Oh my
soldiers
God.
who died in his war by trying to use the excuse that a ceasefire was at play.
That
No, it wouldn't.
infuriated me.
Somebody please explain to me what day there was a ceasefire because Israel ain't stopped.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
They haven't stopped. So when exactly was the ceasefire? Because
Exactly. Yeah.
cease means to halt or stop. No
Right.
boom booms from anybody.
Right.
And that never
Ever.
happened.
No,
That
it
never
never did.
happened. And it
No.
doesn't matter if there's a ceasefire. This is a war conflict going on.
Right.
So I don't care if somebody trips over a rock and cuts their head fucking open while walking through the desert. That death is
Right.
part of the war,
Exactly. Like I
period.
don't
Because we're
understand
in an
that.
active conflict.
That was
What's
so
next? So
gross.
you going to remove the six names of the soldiers who collided midair? And that was an accident. Are they coming off too? Because then that would be 6 plus 4. That's 10 removed. So what you trying to tell me only 8 people died? Is
Yeah,
that going to be
no.
your total? It's
And
a
I mean,
slap in the face to anybody who serves.
it's gross. They actually interviewed one of the wives of one of the people that had passed, one of the four names that they removed, and they asked her, like, what do you think about that? And I
She was speechless.
I
She
just
could she couldn't she couldn't speak.
she just was yeah, she couldn't say anything. Because imagine the country that your husband died for. Just not even a few hours later, a few days later, they literally disrespect him in a way that is so vile.
Well, it's not
They
just
took
about
this woman's husband away.
I don't think it's just about him propping up his ego. I think he's so feeble of mind and he doesn't understand war at all that in his mind and in Petey Kegsbreath's mind too, whether or not you win a war is based on the body count. If you didn't lose as many as people as the other side, then you must have won. That's not
No.
that, that's not how you define whether or not you won a war.
Right.
How many people
Right.
died does not make you the winner of a loser of a war. It
Just
just
like that
doesn't.
list. That list that
It
he put
doesn't
out
mean
this
anything. I don't care if 20,000 people died or 2,000 people died. You lost the war the minute you started it.
exactly.
The minute you started an unnecessary war, you lost it.
Mhm.
So it's just so disrespectful for me for him to insinuate he's winning because not that many people have died. Well, a
It's
lot of
just
people have lost their job. A lot of people can't afford to go to work. A lot of people can't afford to eat. You've taken benefits away from veterans. You can't even feed the ones that are overseas. You've lost in several different ways.
right.
In several different
Right.
ways. I found out today, get this, y'all, get this. Do you know we haven't been striking down all of the missiles that Iran is shooting at our Air Force bases?
Well,
Because
that doesn't
they're
surprise me.
saying that we're not striking those down. We're letting them go ahead and hit the base because that base has already been hit a little bit. But the truth is we don't have enough ammunition and munitions to strike down all the missiles that Iran is shooting, or we will run out. So they are literally letting missiles hit our Air Force bases and our military installations and our army bases because they need to conserve their weapons.
Oh my God.
Excuse me? Well, it don't matter because they've already blew that apart, so ain't nobody there. That don't matter. It doesn't matter. You can't even do defense because you have depleted our capability to strike back by striking schools 2 and 3 times, by striking bridges that aren't even in use. They're talking about we're striking bridges because that keeps the military from being able to move across the country. You're striking bridges that weren't in use. You ain't stopped anything.
Right.
You're wasting. And the missiles that you're using that you're wasting cost millions of dollars.
And what I have a question about that because I want to know why is it that we're using the most expensive way for us to fight a war when we see Ukraine fighting against Putin, and being highly successful with keeping them off of their back. I know that a lot of people have been lost. So I'm not discrediting. I mean, I'm not minimizing any of that. But they're able to accomplish so much with having drones that are a fraction of the cost of what it is that they're doing over in Iran. And why haven't we adopted technology like that would save the American people
Well, that's a
millions
simple
upon
question to
billions of
answer.
dollars?
That's
Of course it
simple
is. Of course it
because
is.
people got to make money. So the defense
Mhm.
contractors come in and say, we've got this wonderful missile that costs $300 million, and it's the
Right.
best thing going because
Right.
everybody's making a share. Do you really think that thing costs $300 million? No. But
Mm-mm.
that's what we paid
Mm-mm.
for it, so everybody can get their cut. Like the congressmen that sit up there that invested into the making of weapons. That's why there's not enough money to be made, on drone technology that's $50,000. Just not
It's
everybody can
okay
get a
because
piece of the pie,
right.
you know.
Meanwhile, the suckers and losers that we are just continue to pay our taxes so that those corporations and those people can go ahead and get their cut and make their millions and billions yet again off of our backs and our labor. And
Yeah, the
people, I
amount of
don't think
corruption.
really like put that to and put, I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of people that think about it from that perspective, but I don't think everybody else does. And it really, I'm 99% sure that the red hats don't think about it that way. They don't realize that they're literally stripping them of money just to make themselves richer at the expense of them not being able to have affordable housing, affordable childcare, food, gas, all of the things. They don't get that part. And it's just so frustrating to me. And I wish people would open up their eyes to see that this is exactly what's happening. If you were to just look in the two comparisons, you would see what is actually happening and what they're doing. And that's exactly why his sons are doing the things that they're doing and propping up the things that the companies that they're propping up during this
Yeah,
entire time.
we just paid to give Booger Sugar Jr. and the Twitchy one like almost $1 billion worth of contracts for the production of drones. So we can fight wars with drones now and everything. But has any of those drones went into production?
I haven't seen
No.
him. Nope.
No, not whatsoever. But they got the money, don't they? They got the money,
Yes.
but nothing's in production. Nothing whatsoever. And there's never any intent to. The only deal that they've made with anybody about selling drones was not even for us. They took the money from the taxpayer to make drones for our military, but the first batch of drones that they're going to make are being given to Saudi Arabia.
That is insanity to me. I cannot with that. Like, what are we even doing? And how
Yeah.
anybody accepts this, like at face value, is just crazy to me. Like, when is it that people are going to start standing up and truly questioning what's going on? I can't with this stuff anymore.
Yeah, and we're talking about the Trump brothers here. Do you think they're going to be made in America, or we're going to be sourcing some drones from China? And all their merch is from China, so I guess
Everything.
really we don't need Booger Sugar Jr. and the Twitchy one. We can just cut out the middleman altogether and get them from where the hell they're going to get them from in the first place.
Precisely. And can we talk about two of the most uncharismatic, most dweeby looking men on the planet? Like, seriously, looking at them would make me gay. If those are the last choices on earth for men, I'm out. I'm going to be over here looking at a woman.
I'll just do without, honey. I would just do without,
Dude,
baby.
I'm like, no, that's it. I'm out. I am so gay right now.
Yeah, the genetics in that family are not good, honey. All
my
that
God.
money
And
and they
him with
still
his
look bad. You know what I mean? I think if I'd had that much money, I would be the sexiest thing on the planet.
right. Why? Even his wife calls him out for him standing like this. And it's like, are you stupid? Like,
They
seriously,
read
what is
somewhere that this makes you powerful, holding your hands like this. It makes you powerful to hold your hands like a cuckoo. You're showing everybody. I'm a big old pussy. See, I even hold my hands pussy-shaped.
look at me, look at me.
Look at me.
It's
Just in case you
so
didn't know.
dumb. It's so dumb. And his wife gets mad at him and she's like, stop doing that. You look like a She
Quit
gets
giving the
mad at him.
vajayjay signs.
Right. Like, who you calling? I can't with that. I'm just like, why do these people think that they're so cool when they look so stupid? Oh my God. It's just ridiculous to me. I cannot with
When
any
they
of that
hate you
anymore.
calling it out, you can call them a rapist. You can call them a pedophile. You can call them every name under the sun. But if you call them a dweeb or a dork, they get really offended by it. And
Well,
it's
let
like,
me
really, you're
amplify
not
that
upset
shit.
that I've called you a rapist or a drug addict or a pedophile protector or any of that. But because I said you was a dweeb, now you're ready to have me locked up. Make that
Right.
fucking make sense.
It makes
Like,
no sense. It makes no sense at all. People ask me all the time, they're like, you better be careful when you talk about him. When you say that, he's a pedophile or a pedophile protector or a rapist. Okay. How many times has he actually taken anybody that says any of those things to court?
0.
And why do we know that that is the case? Right?
Discovery. He would have to
Exactly.
prove that he's not.
Exactly. And then in proving that, he would have to bring forth all of the things that he is responsible for and show why and how he's not those things. And we
He
know
just
he
dropped
can't.
his suit against the BBC because he can't do
He
Discovery.
can't prove it. And he's afraid. Yeah, I mean, not that he can't prove it. He's afraid of the discovery because they were asking for financials for him, his kids, his businesses, all of it. And why in the hell do people not get that? Like all the people that he's trying to file lawsuits against have just bent the knee. Why?
I have no idea. I
That's
guess
so
they sold their
crazy.
spine to China. I don't fucking know, honey. I don't understand it all. I don't understand it at all. But we are starting to see that shift a little bit. That's part of the change, too, where people are becoming less and less scared of being sued or taken to court by
Right.
him.
Right.
There's a tide turning. It's turning. Whether the general public sees the tide turning or not, I'm telling you, when the money behind the scenes starts to turn, they're predicting where the market's going to go
Right.
all the way around. And the money behind the scenes is turning. And people are being more bold in how they speak. The regime is dropping more of their cases against people because
Right.
they know they're not going to win in court,
Right.
just like he did with just recently with the New York Times and the subpoenas over the gold-plated fuck palace in the sky being unsecure,
Right.
you know. And that
Right.
was partially his fault too, because as the dementia sets in, he forgets what he said the prior day and he slips up and he tells the truth, you know. The day before it was, oh, the plane is completely secure. I wanted the soldiers on the base to see it. And then he got right back here and said, we need to upgrade. I need $400 million more to upgrade the security in the plane. You mean the security that you didn't need in the plane?
Right.
Oops.
Right.
Oops.
Right.
Guess you can't sue the New York Times now because you just admitted exactly what the hell they said.
Right.
You can thank
Yeah.
dementia for that. You can
It's
thank his
getting,
dementia for that.
yeah. And it's going to continue to get worse and worse. But before we continue on, I do want to go ahead and let's go ahead and take a break.
We'll be back after a message from our sponsor, Not Your Merch. Well, well, well. Before we get back to the tea, this episode was brought to you by Not Your Merch. If you like your politics loud and your merchandise louder, dear, then head on over there. Podcast 10 for a discount, friend. They've got all the unapologetically loud apparel you need. Shirts, drinkware, and so much more. Like these cute little guillotine earrings for the GOP's tiny peens. Anyway, we'll be back with the tea. Head on over to Not Your Merch and have a view. You might want to purchase something soon that suits you. We're back from our short little break. And as you can see, we believe that dead pedophiles won't reoffend, so let's jump right in on the Tate brothers, friend. Yes, indeed, it is time for them to see a jail cell for the rest of their life, okay? What
Mm-hmm.
surprises me most of all is that more people still support this guy. I don't think they've seen the video footage of him beating a 14-year-old girl
With a belt.
with a belt.
Yeah.
He's not a father. That was his torture sex play.
Mm-hmm.
So feel free to explain to me how the hell that's okay.
There's so many things wrong with this entire situation. And of course, now that all of this is coming to fruition and, there's more and more information coming out. I don't know if you remember the last time that he was detained where he had gone on camera and said, when I come out, I'm really, really close to the Trumps and I'm going to make sure that I call the president and I let him know what a badass he is and how he's just so basically big and strong and appealing to him, but also saying over and over again how close he is to them. To me, I feel like that is a veiled threat in
Yeah,
that if I'm going
yeah.
down, you're going down with me. That's how I took
Right.
it.
I mean, that was the first statement that their lawyer released after they were arrested. The lawyer was like, we're not concerned. This is all slanderous, it's false information, and we're reaching out to the DOJ. What?
Right?
What? Did you
Right.
see how they want Barron to come in and talk to the oversight committee about what he knows about the Tate brothers?
I did. Isn't that
Yeah.
interesting?
That was very interesting. But you're
Girl.
also going to need to bring in Jared Kushner and Ivana too, because they're
Mm-hmm.
very tight with the Tate brothers.
They are. Aren't they like
Very
besties
tight.
hanging
They're
around
like
all the time?
besties. Hang
Yeah.
out all the time. All the
Yeah.
time. Yeah. Can't wait
So
to see
that is
that. Let's see what the regime tries to do to keep Barron from testifying.
so the extradition, obviously, they're trying to fight that, right? And it's so pathetic and disgusting the fact that there are so many people in across the way everywhere that are literally holding their leaders and their corporation executives, all of those people. They held Andrew accountable for the things that he was responsible for, and not one single motherfucker in the United States has been held accountable other than Ghislaine.
Yeah, the woman. And she ain't even really been, if you ask me, she still isn't being held accountable for the crime she committed.
Of
We
course not.
keep we keep, saying that she helped Jeffrey. She raped some of those girls.
Right.
She
Yeah.
didn't just bring them to Jeffrey's home. There's several instances where she was in the bed with Jeffrey and the girl. She's not just a trafficker. She's a
Mm-mm.
rapist.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Yeah,
tired of people just saying that she was a trafficker. That implies that she was just moving girls around. No, she was participating in the rape as well.
she was. Yeah.
Jeffrey
And
wasn't
they've said
alone in
that.
it.
They've said that many
They've said
times.
that. They
Mm-hmm.
said that many
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
Many times. So she still, in my eyes, hasn't been held accountable the way that she should be held accountable.
I
She's not a
agree.
sex trafficker. She's a sex trafficker and a rapist.
Yes, she is.
Just like the men. This ideal that women can't do these crimes. Well, you might want to go research some Republican women who have been arrested and charged with molestation and rape, because they exist. They
Right.
exist.
There is so
I see people on the
many.
internet all the time saying, I don't understand why these MAGA women, how they could just abide this. Some of them are guilty of it.
As well. Yeah.
They're guilty of it as well. When I went through what I went through in that basement, it wasn't just men doing that to me. There were women involved as well.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Not all women are good. And the
No.
reason you see so many women willing to bend the knee to somebody they know is a convicted rapist is because they're not all clean themselves. Women can be monsters just as much as men can be monsters.
Right.
Now, yes,
Right.
there are more monsters that are men than there are women,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, that's why MAGA women don't care. You should look at their life. A lot of these MAGA women call themselves boy moms, and they have inappropriate relationships with their own son.
Oh my gosh.
They're
I know that
infatuated
to
with
be
their own
true.
son. And you can always tell when you see a white woman that says, I'm a boy mom and look at my son sexy. I've never said my son was sexy my entire fucking life. What do you mean your son is
Right.
sexy? Excuse
Right.
me? That's
Exactly.
not something a mother should say. I say my son's handsome and good looking all the time, but he ain't sexy. He's my child. What the fuck?
Right. I do say
That
the same thing about my son. I'm like, you're so handsome. And he's like,
you're
whatever, mom.
handsome, but
But
sexy? What the fuck?
never,
The
never in my
amount of
wildest
white
dreams.
women that call themselves boy moms that I've heard say my son is sexy, wouldn't you want to sleep with him? What the fuck?
Girl. Well, just
What the
like Donald
fuck?
Trump said what he said about his daughter
Right.
when he said,
Right.
"Oh, if
Right. So
if
these
she weren't my daughter, I would be sleeping with her."
yeah,
Like,
these
what
women
the
that are hanging out with men like the Tate brothers and the Trump family and Jeffrey, they're just as dirty too. They're
Oh
just as
man.
dirty too. And it's
Mhm.
disgusting to me.
It is
Absolutely
really,
disgusting to me.
really bad. Yeah,
But
I
one of the reasons, I mean, you can look at the Tate brother case and look who's coming after them to hold them to accountability. The same people that just got rid of their prime minister just for talking to Jeffrey.
right.
Starmer's
Right.
gone,
Right.
right? That's one of the reasons that this current regime in America is coming after the UK so hard
Right.
because they're holding their pedos to accountability. That's every time they start railing against the UK, just like with Alonia Muskrat, it's because in the UK they are holding people accountable, whether or
Right.
not they even did anything with the underage or with grown women either. That's besides the point. Oh, you had
Right.
some dealings with and talkings to this motherfucker. All right, we're done with you,
Right.
and it needs to
Right.
be that way here.
It
I'm tired of
does.
listening to Republicans. There was always, well, we don't want innocent people to get hurt just because they knew Jeffrey don't mean they was involved.
Get so
The
fucking for
whole
real.
world knew after 2006 that Jeffrey was soliciting sex from underage girls. That was not a
Right.
secret to anyone.
No.
Whether or not he
No.
got a plea deal is besides the point. And I watched
Mhm.
one person in power say that. Well, I thought everything was okay because he got a plea deal. He got a plea deal, meaning he admitted guilt and they made
Right.
a deal with him.
How is that okay? And how is that how
Duh.
does that
Plea deal
erase
means
what he's
I'm
done?
guilty, but you're going to let me slide on a few things. That's what a plea deal is. A plea deal is an admission of guilt.
Guilt. Yeah. Yeah.
So for
How is
me, I don't care
Nutlick
who you are. I don't care
right.
who you are. After you knew about the plea deal and you still had business ties to him, you're just as guilty
Right.
as anyone else. You helped keep his whole thing going. All of your money and all your support and let him be your financier allowed him to continue
Right.
trafficking and raping little girls and probably little boys too and grown women. Your support in looking the other way helped him continue for over a decade to do
Mhm.
these things. So in my eyes, done with you. Done with
And
you.
let's talk about how many people in his cabinet are in those files and nothing's happened to them.
I've lost
Specifically
count.
Nutlick.
Yeah, we've got Howie Nutlick, we've got Kevin Walsh, we've got the pedo himself. Oh my God, there's so many of them. They're literally like pick one,
Right.
and it can be drawn back to Jeffrey, and it's always the same excuse. Well, he was a finance guy. He was a finance guy. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't
Right.
care if he was the man that makes the fucking earth rotate.
Right.
You're
It
propping up that, and it didn't go nowhere. Paulo Zampali.
Oh, yeah, that's
Why?
right.
Paulo Zampali should have been one of the first people that the Oversight Committee hauled in there to testify.
Right.
And they still have not mentioned his name in the Oversight Committee. Not one time suggested that he should be brought in. And I've got news for you. All the things that the Jezebel Ghislaine was invested in, like her little save the water shit out in the sea, Paulo's picked all of that up.
Hmm.
Paulo is actively running. He was the passport guy. Y'all need
Yeah.
to understand,
Yeah.
Paulo Zampali bragged on several occasions that he could get people passports, that he would be the
Or
passport guy. So when
anybody. Right.
the mail order made Melania, all of
Mhm.
them,
Mhm.
Paulo was the passport man.
And
You
why
think
is
he's
it that
still
she
not being
hasn't
the passport man?
exactly. Why is it that Melania hasn't gone over in front of the oversight committee, but they put Hillary on full display? I mean, if
Because it's not about
everybody
it's for for the Republicans. It's not about actually bringing anybody to accountability. They're
no.
using it as, political campaign fodder to pretend like they're doing something good. Like the vote that they had the other day on the bill, and the 7 Republicans voted against it along with Thomas Massey, like Paulina Luna and Tim Burchett. That was all for show.
Mhm.
If they really didn't want to merge our militaries with Israel, they would have voted on the rule vote, not the
Right.
final vote. That was fucking for
Right.
show. And
Right.
they do a lot of that. Dragging the Clintons in there was for show.
For
Even
show.
dragging Bill Gates in there, it was all
Mhm.
for show. It was all
Right.
for show. That's it.
Right. Well, how about Blanche talking about where they were questioning him and they were saying, why didn't you bring this is the one thing where they're always saying, well, Biden didn't actually bring the files forward. We are the most transparent administration ever. Just because you do the really corrupt shit on full display does not make you transparent. And you are some of the most hiding motherfuckers. The way that they gaslight the American people to make them believe that they're transparent when in fact they are actively hiding the shit in front of you every
No,
single
and
time is
he
crazy to
said
me.
exactly what we've been trying to explain to Americans. The reason why Biden didn't do it is because of the actual law, and there was
Hmm.
an active investigation. We've been saying this over and over and over
And
again, and then
over
Todd
and
gets up
over.
there and admits that
That he
there's
said
an
it. He's
active
like, we couldn't.
investigation. So,
There was
you
a
know,
live investigation and it was against the law for us to do it. He
yeah,
literally said
yeah,
it. And I'm
yeah.
like, thank
But
you.
what's funny though is there wasn't an actual live investigation. Todd, are you actively investigating somebody in the files? Is that why you can't? Because that's what you're telling us, is that there's an active investigation going on,
Again,
so you
out
can't
of both
release all the
sides.
files. So where's the active investigation? Where is it? Who are you investigating? And you can't say that it's a secret because you're supposed to be transparent.
Right. Right.
You can't say that you are not releasing the files because there's an active investigation, and
Right.
then in the next breath get on TV and say there's nothing to investigate.
Right. So which is it? Every single fucking time out of the both
Which
sides
is
of
it?
their mouth.
And they spend so much time talking out of both sides of their mouth that the average Republican voter doesn't even they get so confused and tied up in it.
Right. Right.
That they're not listening enough to see that the person's talking to them is contradicting themselves.
Every time. Just like the fatback does. Like literally says one thing and then says another, just like you said, because he forgets what he said the day before. Or he doesn't think that they'll remember. Like, when are the red hats going to be so pissed off that they're lied to every single fucking day? Look, what's going on here?
What is going on? What just happened? A thumb came up on the screen, and then I was like, "Are we doing a live and we don't know it? What is happening?"
They were celebrating me, girl. You didn't know?
Staccato, no shit. Are we live? Oh my god!
No, I think
somebody
it's
gonna put a
they
hat
did
on
that
my head
thumbs up.
next. What is happening?
Yeah.
That was very weird. I don't know what that was.
I was looking up, I'm like, what is going on? But that's
You had
exactly what it is.
fireworks and shit. Apparently you was hitting it, baby. You was saying all the right things. Even Riverside was like, yeah, thumbs up.
Louder for the people in the back. Oh
No,
man, that's crazy.
I seen a beautiful thing talking about red hats and when are they gonna wake up and when are they gonna realize. I seen a beautiful thing this morning. It was something a guy wrote about everything we've done to try to wake them up.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and try to get them to see the light. No matter how hard we try, they just won't come. They're never going to. Our
Right.
fight isn't trying to convince them anymore to do the right thing. That's not our fight anymore.
Mhm.
I'm not trying to break it down and explain it so that hopefully somebody that puts on a red damn hat and worships a pedo will think twice about that.
Right.
No, because it's very clear. We outnumber them.
Period. Point blank.
And we've got to keep getting more people on our team that are not participating. Fuck them, honey. You're never going to change their mind. You
Not
ain't going to
anymore.
make a non-racist person, a racist person become non-racist. You're not going to
No.
do it. It's not going to happen.
No.
So the best way to fight against racism is to have more people on your side against racism until we have pushed them back in the woods where they used to be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And not out here in the streets.
It's true.
You know what I mean? So, I'm gonna poke and make fun of the red hats all I want to, but at the end of the day, I'm not trying to change your mind anymore. We outnumber you. You can sit over there with your thumb up your ass and spin, honey. The people I'm talking to are the people who could not be bothered.
Right.
To get out and vote. The people that couldn't be bothered to see how everything in your life is political.
Exactly.
Everything.
Every single
Maybe there was a
thing.
time in American history where everything in your life wasn't politicized.
Right.
There used to be a time where your body wasn't a political talking point, that books weren't a political talking point, the air you breathe, the food you eat, that's gone. The party of smaller government is now the biggest party of government.
Oh, man. Oh, my gosh.
They ban books, they burn books, they ban what you can do, your medical autonomy, that you don't have that anymore unless you're a white male. Oh. They're not for small government anymore. They're just not. They're not for that. So you'll never convince those people. You'll never convince those people.
Yeah.
Now there are some people. There's a very small portion of people who just lifelong Republicans, and they don't really pay attention. They just know they're lifelong Republicans, so they vote that way. Yes, those people will change their mind and they will come to the light. They're going to do it on their own time.
Right.
Those are the kind of people that are going to have to hurt and suffer before they see the light.
Yeah.
Before they see the light.
That's happening faster than we think, though, because I know that it doesn't seem like we're making a lot of progress, but it's happening every single day.
So much progress.
So much progress. I mean, I see it every single day. And one of the things that I think people don't realize is that they're doing it sometimes in secret because they're so embarrassed by the
Yeah.
fact that they were taken not advantage of because he put all of that shit. I mean, he put billboards up saying that this is what he was going to do, but they just chose not to look at it. But they're absolutely embarrassed. And I think that's probably why some of the people that are so diehard right now, they're just mad that they know he's lied to them. They know that he's cheated them. They know this, but they're so embarrassed that they're digging their heels in hopes that it's not true. That's like la 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 la. It's not true, but it is true.
Yeah, that deny, that only works for him, honey.
Right.
That's
Right.
not gonna work for you. You are not part of that club. You can try to pretend all you want to
Right.
that you are, and you can just deny and be happy, but we all see the denying is not making you happy because you're out here
Not at all.
screaming at me. So clearly
Right.
your denial is not
You're
working for
mad.
you. You're getting
Right.
very offended by my t-shirt and it doesn't even
Right.
have his name on it. Okay, so clearly you trying to deny everything, it's not working for you. So may you
No.
destroy your own mental capabilities, honey.
I
Don't worry,
know.
we'll find a padded room for you once he's gone, boo.
That's insanity. I really do believe that. And right now, especially now, like you said, it's not our job to try to convince them anymore. If they don't get it by now, they're not going to get it because these are the diehard ones. In a cult, these are the people, no matter what happens, they're going to be the ones that literally go down with the ship. It does not matter.
They
There's
have
nothing you can
Stockholm
say.
syndrome. It's
It's
Stockholm
terrible.
syndrome.
Yeah.
They
It's,
have fell in love with their captor.
yeah,
It happens.
it's
It
crazy.
happens a lot.
It does.
And the only way you're not gonna a news story is not gonna break you out of Stockholm
No.
syndrome.
Mm-mm.
Not being able to pay your bills and not being able to eat is not gonna break you out of Stockholm syndrome. You're so deep in it that you keep looking to the abuser to help you.
Right.
They
Right.
are gonna require medical intervention.
Right. Yeah. Some of
It's
these people
you
will
can't
never come out of it.
rewire your brain overnight.
No. No. He's been working on them for years, decades even.
We're talking about
Yeah.
a decade
Mhm.
of them consuming this. So
Mhm.
no, they'll be homeless in the street on a box, still preaching that I'm here because Donald Trump's not president.
And that is
You know what I mean?
so
5 years from now, when their
crazy.
life is shit, they're gonna think it's shit because he's not their president. They're never
Right.
gonna correlate the reason your life is shit is because he was your president.
Right.
They'll never
Yeah.
make that connection because it's Stockholm syndrome. It's gonna require medical intervention that goes on for a while. When you leave a cult, you just don't go see a therapist for a year and you're like, "Ooh, I'm free of the cult." It's like deconstructing from racism. It's like deconstructing from
Right.
bigotry. It's an everyday process because your brain
And it
has
continues.
literally been rewired.
Mhm.
So it's a
Mhm.
continuous job. You continuously have to do it. There was this one girl on the internet that everybody started following because she used to be in a cult.
Mhm.
Not the knitting cult lady, but
Not that
another
one.
girl. Not that one. Not the knitting
Is she
cult
the one
lady,
that
but
has the scrunchy hair, the what's her name? I can't remember. I think
I
I
can't
might
remember
know.
her name, but she had been in a cult and she had got out of the cult and she was
Right.
trying to explain to people what it's like being in
Mhm.
a white evangelical cult and
Right.
that how she was free and people started listening to her content and I was like I'm not backing her up. She's
Mhm.
only fresh out of the cult less than a
Right.
year. I
Right.
don't care. She's not ready.
Right.
She's not ready to be giving advice to
Right.
people on leaving a cult yet. She's just started
Right.
the work. She's still
Right.
in baby step stage. And it wasn't 3 months later that she was one of the ones that started this purple thing where we need to
Oh, I
start.
know who you're talking about now for sure.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
exactly who it is. Yeah.
She wanted to bring the people that just recently left MAGA in to form like their own little
Girl,
purple thing.
it
The people that didn't want to be
exploded.
Democrats and had just recently left MAGA, and it's
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
oh baby, no,
It
no, no, no,
exploded in
no,
her
no.
face. Too
It
ugly.
exploded big time,
Oh, girl, it was not good.
because she still
I
got
was just
tons of
like,
work to do. Some of the
I was
first
looking at
people
her
she let
like,
her, some of the first people that she let in were just those that were just pissed recently, but still wearing their
exactly.
their their white hate gear.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like they're standing there telling you that they're done with the red regime, and they're literally wearing on their
Mm-mm.
bodies
Right. Yeah,
their 3%er in 1776 white superiority
yeah.
shirt. Get all the way
Mm-mm.
out of here, honey.
Mm-mm.
Y'all haven't deconstructed. You haven't
Mm-mm.
left the regime. You're
Nope.
just mad today because you couldn't afford your gasoline. I ain't got
Right.
time for you, honey.
Right. Right. Yeah. It
No,
it
so
it was so bad. She actually like she went off, she went dark for like a month, maybe 6
yeah,
weeks.
yeah.
She went
No.
dark because she knew what had happened and how it just blew up in her face. I mean, she had shit all over her face.
You know,
I felt
there's this
bad,
whole,
but I'm
and
just
it's
like,
always a
girl,
white woman too. I know that's weird coming out of a white woman's face, but I'm here to tell you I grew up around these bitches my whole fucking life. I know exactly who the hell they are, okay? If you need the deets on a white bitch, come to me, because I will spill the motherfucking tea, okay? That's what I
girl,
do.
we've had
And
these conversations already. Like we know. We've
honey, I
had
can
these
see him a mile
conversations.
away. Oh, here she comes. Today she's on our team, and tomorrow she'll be not on our team again, and she'll be playing the
Right.
victim, and
Mhm.
all of that shit.
Yeah.
And that's a major problem with white women. The point that I was getting to is they always let's come together.
Mhm.
All this hate. We need to find a way to come together with each other. Baby, we ain't inviting people to the table. We're flipping the motherfucking table, okay?
Exactly. Yeah.
There's no seats left. They're
Mm-mm.
filled.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. That's
You
right.
want to do something, get out in the fucking street and do it.
Right.
You're
Stop
not being
talking about it.
invited. Yeah, quit
Do
talking about
it.
it to me. Go do it.
Just
It's
do
not
it.
my job to hold your hand because now you're hurt and you want somebody to hug you and you want to be part of a group. That need to be part of a group is a fucking problem.
Exactly. Yeah.
All
No,
the
I
people
agree.
in MAGA, the reason they need to be part of a group, they don't know how to stand independently in their own thoughts on their own.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
that is a dead giveaway when I see a white woman saying, we need to find a way to have these people come to the table and let's be friends. No,
Gr-
no, no, no,
The
no,
people that
no,
the people
no.
that I have the most respect for, and I'll be straight up honest with you, the people I have the most respect for are the ones that don't require either an audience or hand holding. I was willing to go out to a protest by myself. I don't need somebody to
I've been
hold
to
my
several
hand.
by myself,
Right. I don't
all
need that
alone,
because
not even a man in tow with me. I,
that's
I, I don't need somebody else to prop up what the fuck I believe.
right. Right. And that's when you
And
know
if you need somebody to help you prop up your belief, how much do you actually believe it?
exactly. You don't need that kind of help. And so those are the things that when I see people or when they have an excuse as to why they can't do it. Oh, I'm too busy. Oh, I've got this. Oh, I've got that. You're too busy for democracy?
Ask ask anybody in my life what the fuck I feel about an excuse.
Girl,
There are
I
no
don't have
excuses for
patience for it.
anything. I have
I
been
don't
through
have
too much in
patience.
my fucking life.
Mhm.
Way too much in my 45 years, okay?
Mhm.
I was born and left at the hospital because my mama didn't know if she wanted me or not. My grandparents raised me till I was 5 or 6 years old. My mother moved me in, started having kids, was a drug addict with bipolar schizophrenic disorder.
Mhm.
I was beaten, sexually abused, homeless, lived in the street, have chronic physical illnesses, mental illness, survived ovarian cancer, single mother of 2 children, all on my own. I don't think there's an excuse in the world that
Mhm.
is acceptable to me.
Right. No.
There's none.
No. No, there
There's
isn't.
none
No, it's like, what do
whatsoever.
you mean? I can't with that, especially I just can't with that. You cannot sit here and tell me why you can't go to something that's really, really important. If you want to do it, you're going to find a fucking way to do it. Whatever it is. That was
There's
like when
differences between making excuses to not do something and having a viable reason. Yeah, you're
right,
in your
that's
home and
exactly
you're
right.
disabled and you can't get out in the
Right.
street. That's not an excuse. That's a
No,
reason,
that's a reason.
a
Yeah.
justifiable reason.
Reason. Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't do excuses.
Yeah, no,
I don't
girl.
do
No.
excuses.
No,
Never
and I
have,
think
never
that that
will.
was no, I think that that was one of the reasons that you and I got along so well. It's like we're not doing that. And I just can't I also can't with the people that commit and then at the very last fucking minute just bow out. I'm like, just say you didn't want to go or you didn't want to do it to begin with. Don't commit. I fucking hate that shit. That snowflake, cornflake,
Yeah,
just all the
yeah,
flakes. I
all
can't,
the flakes. All
can't
the
do it.
flakes. Snowflakes, cornflakes, shit flakes, dandruff flakes. I don't care what kind of flake it is. All the flakes. All the
Can't with
flakes.
that.
Yeah,
I
there's a
hate
definite
it.
difference between an excuse and a justifiable reason to do
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
And I don't play excuses. There's always a way. Even if you can't leave your home, there's always you can make phone calls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can
There's
print out flyers.
yeah.
There's so many other things you can do. You can support other people who are going out there. Maybe somebody wants to go out there, but they got kids at home.
Right.
You can babysit their children for them while they're out there fighting for your democracy.
You're
There's so
doing your
many ways.
part.
And I think one of the reasons you hear a lot of excuses coming from white people who want to participate and don't is because one of the problems we have in this country is that white people don't know how to build community.
Mm.
They
It's
don't.
natural to a Hispanic.
It's natural to Hispanic and it's natural to Black Americans because
Mm-hmm.
y'all could never rely on your government.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't rely on anybody else but each other.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's it. So it's just
Yeah.
naturally ingrained in you how to build a community.
Yeah.
And
That is
the
fact.
family unit, what I've noticed growing up is the family unit for Black Americans and Latino Americans and even Asian Americans too, and Indian Americans and Middle Eastern Americans, they have multi-generations living in the home.
Yes.
And it's not about see, a lot of white Americans think that the reason that they live together in multi-families is because they can't afford to live separate. No, you'll find 9 times out of 10 that's how they run their family.
Mm-hmm.
All the kids are raised around their grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
It's a community unit,
Yes.
and that is lacking in white communities.
Yeah.
When grandma gets, old, white people don't move her into the home around their children. They put her in an assisted care living place.
I know. I can't imagine doing that to my mom.
If
I just
you
can't
can't
imagine it.
build community within your own family,
Mm-hmm.
then you're not going to be able to build community with the community.
Yeah. Like, I never want my kids to move out. Of course, Jen already moved out a long time ago, but I didn't want her to. She moved 3 miles down the road, Christina. I cried for
My baby
6
girl moved
fucking
all the way to
months.
Texas. She's closer to you than
Oh,
she is to
I
me, honey.
know, I know. But
Mm.
I can't handle it. And my son's still here, but the day that he finally does move out, I think you're just gonna have to come and get me off the floor because I'm going to absolutely just wither away and die. I cannot handle it. I'm still able to hold it together because he's still here. But I know that that time is coming and sooner rather than later, because I mean, he's already, well, I mean, he's got a really good steady job and he's got so many amazing opportunities ahead of him that I just don't think he's going to be here much longer. And
Well,
I want them to stay with me
boys tend to
forever.
stay closer to home than girls do,
Oh
believe it or
man.
not. Boys
Really?
tend to stay closer to home than girls do. My son, I mean, he came back out of the military and came right back here to go to school instead of going somewhere else. And he could have went to school anywhere. He could have went to school anywhere. Half of his
Right.
friends went to school across the country, and he chose here,
That's nice.
where mom is,
Yeah.
where not because of me, but this is where his community is. This is where he feels comfortable. My
Right.
daughter, she needed some independence. And
That's
even
Jennifer.
though I hate her being so far away,
Yeah.
I did the same thing. It helped me
Yeah.
grow as a person to kind of get far away from my family a minute to find my own identity. So I'm letting her do that.
Yeah.
I'm
You're
letting
like,
her do that. If that's what she needs to do. It made me stronger, and I know it'll do the same for her too. But we still talk to each other every day. But that's a
right.
big problem in the white community. We don't have community. And it starts at home. I think I understood it so much better because I did grow up in a home with my grandmother and with my aunties and uncles who were teenagers. So I was subjected to every generation. I had influence by every generation, and it is so important. And we
Mm-hmm.
lived in diverse neighborhoods where the community, we raised each other. It
Mm-hmm.
was a village. When you needed
Mm-hmm.
something, you didn't call the fix it man, you called the neighbor.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? You called your neighbor. and neighbors helped one another. And that is something that is still very much existent in Black communities, in Latino communities,
Hmm.
Hispanic, all the communities, but not so much in white communities. White people get together and go to church and think they're part of a community.
And I'm going to ask you something, and it's going to sound so harsh when I ask you this. And it has to do with immigration, because literally, when you're talking right now and you're talking about the cohesiveness of different cultures, one of the things that bothers me the most when it comes to immigration is when I see a white person, a white man or a white woman, but particularly white women. It bothers me more from a white woman than it does a white man when they don't show any compassion from a child being ripped out of the arms of a mother or a father. Is it because of the lack of community and not seeing what's going on there? Because I can't imagine a mother literally applauding another mother's child being ripped out of their arms.
It is the
I
lack of
don't get
community.
that.
It is. I mean, we can talk about it being racism and hateful too, but that's part of the community. That's if you can't love your neighbor's child as much as you love your own child, that points to you not understanding community and you not having one. You not having the ability to trust someone else to love your child as much as you, so therefore you don't love others as much. It's a lack of community. And yes, it's racism at the end of the day, but
Hmm.
it goes a lot back to not having that kind of community. It
I've
really
always
does.
wondered that. I've always wondered that. And it just, it floors me. I'm like, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand how,
We have
because
an
I've seen them
overall
so hateful.
problem in America where where people have a hard time seeing themselves in other people.
Hmm.
Here we box up and we divide ourselves so much. You
Right.
fit in this box, you fit in this box, you fit in this box, and you fit in this box. So when you look at someone else, you aren't able to see yourself in that person. And if you can't see yourself in them, then you can't be compassionate for them or empathetic for them. And every child I look at, every little boy I look at, I don't care what color his skin is. I don't care where the hell he came from. I don't care what his accent is or what his language is. Every time I see a little boy, I immediately see my child.
Right.
Every time I see a little girl, that's my little girl too.
I absolutely love them. Like, babies are
You know,
babies. Now,
because
I don't know
that's
about
how I
middle
grew
schoolers,
up in
but
the neighborhood. We were
right,
all disciplined by each other's parents. We were all equal and the same.
right,
Nobody was any different. We were all the same, and we seen
right,
ourselves in each other. You
right,
know, when Miss Maymay tore my ass up with a slipper, it wasn't like, ooh, Miss Maymay whipped me. It was like my grandmother just tore my ass up with a slipper because she is my grandmother too. She's
right,
everybody in this neighborhood's
right,
grandmother,
right,
and we just don't have that enough in the white community. So we lack empathy. We
right.
lack so many things because we don't actually have a real community. White people think, oh, I have a community because I've got friends I go to church with and we did a bake sale and my kid's on a sports team. That's not fucking community. Tell me
Right.
what your neighbor's name is.
That's
Have you ever
socializing.
borrowed something from your neighbor? Have
Right.
you know, it's
Yeah.
just the lack of understanding of community. And I get asked sometimes like, how do we do this? How do we do that? Go ask a Black woman.
Right.
Go watch what she's doing.
Right.
You want to know how to organize? They've been doing it since the beginning of time.
Right.
You know, quit quit thinking that you're going to get answers for things without asking the questions to the people who can answer the fucking questions. That's like
That
me
have gone
opening up the
through.
Bible today trying to solve an equation in physics. You're not going to get the equation solved there. That's not where the fuck it's at.
Yes, it is, Christina. I don't know what you're talking about. When I open the book, it tells me what 2 times h squared plus what. Yes, it does. Whatever.
You
You're
want
not looking
answers
on
for
the
your
right
questions, you got to go to
page.
the right place to ask the question,
Right.
you know?
Oh my God.
Mm,
It's just, it is a
but just
lot. It is a
silliness,
lot. But
you know?
I've always wondered those questions myself. I mean, I really want to touch on on our next episode or the next couple of episodes. I really do want to talk about immigration because I think it's one of the things that we need to talk about more than ever, especially now when we know that this regime is on its way out. We know that. We know that it's not soon enough, but we know that it's happening. And I really
So
want
many
to, I
people are
really
getting
want to,
hurt in the meantime. I want people to keep their head on their shoulders and keep seeing the silver cloud that it's almost over. We're getting close to the end.
Mhm.
But also you have to remember, even though it's almost over and we're getting close to the end, a lot of people are still being hurt. So we cannot take our foot off of the gas.
No, we can't.
We still
And
have to
that's for a
keep
long time.
fighting.
It's past
And
November.
it's
It's into
it's not
2028
just
and beyond.
yeah. It doesn't matter if we sweep the midterms. It don't matter if we take over the entire country in 2028. The fight is not over until these
Mm-mm.
people are gone. These hateful
Mhm.
people who want this, they've been building a long time to get to where they've gotten right
Right.
now.
Right.
So
No,
it's not
it's
going
true.
to end just because they lose.
Right.
The reason they were able to build this type of regime in the first place is because the evil was already here.
Right.
The hate was already here.
Right.
All they had to do was pour a little gasoline on it and ignite it.
And man, did it ignite. It's so sad.
The dry crack of wood was here. It just needed some gasoline, and that's what they did.
It's so
They
sad.
soaked it down and set a fucking match to it. So
Yeah.
that's, our country was built on racism and hate. It's always going to be here. It's just like deconstructing racism or coming out of a cult. It's a daily thing. We can never let it go by the wayside. We can't play decorum anymore. We can't be nice and politically correct
Mm-mm.
because that's what got us fucking here.
Yeah. No, I
It's just
agree.
like when we talk about all the crazy things that he says. For the last decade, people have blown it off.
They've
Oh,
normalized it. That's
he
the way
just
he
says those
talks.
things. He just says that.
Right.
That's just the way he
Right.
talks. You can't pay no attention to him. That's just the way he talks. No, the fuck it's not. That's the way he believes. He speaks just
It's,
like he believes. He's
that
not
is exactly
joking.
right.
He's
No.
not joking when he says
And he's
he's going to
proven
be
it.
president in 2028. He's never told a joke. He's not
Right.
hinting at something,
No. No.
and we spent a decade not calling him out.
And that's why
Look,
he's able
look
to
where the
do the
fuck
things.
we are.
Exactly. It's like they've normalized it. Oh, it's just you don't have a sense of humor. He's just I just love
Yeah,
the way that
no,
he just
no.
says whatever he thinks. Okay. He
Well,
does all of the
that's where
things
I
that he
talk about
says.
flipping the script. And earlier in the episode with bullies, we flipped the script on them. Okay, we're going to say whatever the hell we want to, too, now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We're
Yeah.
going to give you exactly what the fuck you gave.
Right. Right.
So unfiltered, unapologetic, whatever it needs to be.
And we're going to do it with we're going to pour the gas on that shit. See how you like it.
As my grandmother used to say, do I need to light a match under your ass? I will.
Right? Girl.
And she
Well,
meant it, too.
yeah, no. It was insane. It's insanity. I didn't do that. It was the chunk left for me. I'm just saying. Oh my God.
Exactly.
It
And so
was
I
a
want to
lot.
talk about one more thing. I know we're going a little bit long here, but hopefully she can edit this in. Because we were talking about community, and you're going to notice. So everybody's going to notice something with Republicans. Instead of trying to continue to drive that wedge between white Americans and Black Americans and Latinos,
Mhm.
they're losing that fight. And white
Right.
people are out in the streets. So
Mhm.
now they're going to hone in on driving a wedge between the Black community and the Hispanic community.
That's what
You're
they're
going to
trying
see a
already.
rise in that. Like
Mhm.
Kenneth Husineth,
Right?
Ken the Sinner Paxton, like
Oh my
the
God.
Rolling Trick, Greg
Right.
Abbott, Lieutenant Dan
Mhm.
himself, honey. They are
Mhm.
trying actively switching their campaign from trying to convince white people that immigrants are bad and
I
Black people are
know.
gangsters. They've
Right.
dropped that narrative because it's not working. So now they're going to try to divide communities of color against
Right.
each other
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they know that when Black women show up to vote, they lose.
Mhm.
And they know a large chunk of the Hispanic and Latino community threw their vote his way because they played on their hate, and they're going to
Right.
keep diving in on that. They're going to keep
Yeah.
diving in on that.
They are. They are.
You're going to see it for the next 100 days. There's going to be a whole...
And they're going to amp it up in a very big way. It was just like the rolling trick, just like you said. Lieutenant Dan came out the other day on that clip where he was just like, that Tallarico is not the party of, religion. Black people don't like trans people. What the fuck are you
That's very
talking
strange to
about?
me
I'm just
because the
like,
first trans people I ever met were black. The
right.
first gays I partied with and the first drag queens I knew. And
Oh my
so
God.
now
That's
I
just,
do look, I understand where he's getting this talking point from. I'm
hmm
not going to, just blow it off like it's not somewhat true. I
hmm
live in the South.
hmm
Okay. So I've watched that happen. Not because black people hate gays and trans, but
right,
because it became acceptable for everybody in the South because you were godly and went to church not to like the gay community.
right,
That's all it is. So there's some deconstructing that has to happen there,
mhm,
but we're talking about the older generation.
right.
Who's the most famous drag queen you know?
RuPaul,
RuPaul.
right,
Who's the most famous trans person you know? Laverne Cox, a black woman from
right,
Orange is the New Black.
right. Yeah, that's just crazy to me.
And you're
And he's
trying to
gonna,
tell me, Greg Abbott, you're trying to tell me that the black community does not support the queer community and the trans community? That's what you're trying to tell me when the two most famous fucking people on the globe that fall into the category of drag queen and transgender are black Americans.
right, right. Yeah,
Fuck all the way off, Greg.
right.
Roll your
All the way up.
ass off of a short fucking pier today, honey.
Like, seriously.
You're
Y-
losing. It's over. Quit trying to divide communities. And one more point before we leave, I want to make on that, because I think a lot of immigrants come into this country and they think that somehow their proximity to whiteness and being in this country means that they're better than the black community.
Don't get me
Let
started on
me
that
tell
shit.
you something as a white woman. When white people look at you, they don't know if you're Mexican or Puerto Rican or Cuban or from Chile or Peruvian or Colombian. To them, you're all Mexican.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? Just like they can't distinguish that there are black people from Haiti, there's black people from Somalia, there's black people from South Africa, there's black people from Egypt.
Jamaica.
Well, fucking white
Yeah,
racist people think that black people aren't from Egypt, but that's all fucking other story. Baby, that is a whole nother story. Asians do it too. They come to this country and they think that they're above the black community. And I've
right,
got news for you. White
right,
hate don't know whether you're Korean, Chinese,
right,
Laotian,
right,
Japanese. You're
right.
Asian to them. You're all the same and you are beneath them.
Every time,
They
girl.
don't care.
I tell them that all the time. People are like, why did all
You
the
need to
Latinos vote for,
understand.
I'm like,
Quit being hateful towards the black community. You're
mm-hmm.
not part of the white community, you
No,
dumbass.
no,
And white people see you the same. They
right,
hate you just the same. They
right.
don't separate you into different boxes
They
and
do
put you
not.
on a shelf in different places.
No.
They're at the top of the shelf and you're underneath the shelf
Mm-hmm.
where all the rest of the brown people are, all the rest of the black people, all the rest of the Asians and Indians. You are all in the gutter in a white
Right,
hate person's mind.
right.
You're not
I
equal. You
can't,
don't have special
I can't.
privileges.
Yeah,
You're the same.
I can't.
So
Yeah,
fighting with each other and letting the white man divide Hispanics and Latinos from black Americans, you are playing right into their game. You might as well
right.
put on your shackles today and you might as well get out there in the field because you are not understanding what is happening.
That's exactly
There's
right. And
no
I
different levels of love or
fully agree.
appreciation from white hate.
I'm telling you right
Period.
now. I know. Yeah, no, I agree. Whenever I see people in my comments and their last name is Hernandez and Rivera and Martinez, and I'm like, are you stupid? Like, how dumb are you? You are brown as shit. You're browner than me, okay? Sometimes they think that I'm white, but that's because I have a bad makeup day. But because they're like, look at these white liberal women. And I'm like, you don't understand. It does not matter how
That's
light skinned you are. You are still Hispanic at the end of the day. You're still Latina at the end of the day, and they still fucking hate
Fucking
you.
hate you.
They
So the
fucking
last
hate
thing
you.
you need to be doing is hating on the Black community.
Exactly.
That's the last person you need to be hating on.
Agreed. I just
We're
can't with that.
stronger together.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Period.
one of these days, the Hispanic community they're gonna get it. I don't know. I don't know why half of them voted for the orange fart. I have no idea. Because I mean, I could see it as, as clear as day. I don't know why they did that. Because I get asked all the time, and I'm like, I don't fucking know why they did that. I
I
don't know
can
how
tell
they
you one
got
of the reasons
snowed.
why. So they know, after studying and learning, that when it comes to the Hispanic Latino diaspora, they know that Guatemalans don't like Peruvians.
No,
They
that's
know
true.
there's their
That's
own
true. We had this
internal,
conversation.
that
Yeah.
their own internal
Yeah.
racism and hate.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Cubans think they're better
Argentine.
than right. Like, and they played on that. They
Yes, they
played
did.
on that
They did.
by telling them, it's these other illegal immigrants that are
Mm-hmm.
coming in and
Mm-hmm.
destroying your opportunities.
Right.
They played on that.
They did.
Yeah. They made them think that your citizenship and security will be taken from you if we don't stop these other ones that look just like you
Right.
from coming. They
Right.
played in on that hate and that fear and that underlying division that was already there.
Yeah. No, you're
And
right.
that's
You're
how they
100% right
convinced
about that.
so many of them. And then you have a huge chunk of the Latino Hispanic bloc that is misogynist, and they knew that too. And
Mm-hmm.
it's true. There's a
Oh,
lot of
I do.
misogyny in the
No, yeah.
cultures.
Oh,
There's a
yeah.
lot, and they played on that.
Yeah,
They
no.
played on that type of
They
misogyny.
absolutely did. They absolutely did. And any Latina,
They looked at what little points that they could push to get this voting bloc to vote their way.
yeah. And
But
it's so
I
sad.
hope the communities are now seeing that you were lied to and you're no safer
No, girl.
today.
No.
That's not because they don't view you as, we're Mexican, and so we're cool. We're Cuban, so we're cool. No, you're not. You're just brown. To a
Right.
Republican, you were just brown
You're just
and
brown.
from out of
You're
town.
just
That's
brown.
it. That's
Well,
it.
and I don't feel like I have any kind of accent that would make anybody think that I was
Oh
from
no,
Mexican.
if I didn't know you and I heard you on the phone, I'd think you was a white woman.
Right. And so,
Right?
but tell me why, even though I don't necessarily look like a typical Hispanic, because I get people think I'm Indian, some people think I'm Hawaiian, some people they think all kinds of things. They don't think necessarily that I'm Mexican. And I'm like, I've done my ancestry and I have Spanish blood, and it was for a long time the majority of my ancestry came back from Spain. And then as time goes on and you get more sampling into your ancestry, it changes. And I don't know if you knew that or not, but it
Yeah,
changes when you
yeah.
go and you look at
Oh,
it.
mine changed a lot over a year
Yeah,
after more
mine's
people
changed a lot.
added in the pool. Mm-hmm.
Right. So mine's changed quite a bit. And what I'm saying with that is that it does not matter how much or the way that you look or the way that you sound or how well off you are or any of those things. What you drive, how you dress, how articulate you are, none of those fucking things matter. None of them matter. And I wish that they would understand, because a lot of people think that just because, they are better off than the other person, they don't look the same or they don't have that look or whatever the case may be. I still go outside, Christina, and I still worry about my kids going outside and getting picked up by ICE. I worry about that. And my children are fucking just as American as possible. Like they don't even speak Spanish very much. Like they just don't. And so, and that's my fault. I should have taught them. But anyway, they don't. But I
Yeah.
still worry about that. I just traveled. You know that I just recently traveled, and I traveled with my passport. Like, why am I traveling domestically with my
Inside your country
passport?
with the international ID. That is
What the
fucking ridiculous.
fuck?
That is
Because I'm
fucking
afraid.
ridiculous.
I
It is
shouldn't,
so
but you know,
ridiculous.
when I'm here in here in my hometown though, I specifically roll down the fucking windows and I blast that Mexican music. I blast that shit. I'm like, come and get me, motherfuckers. I'm so mad. I should be able to celebrate and speak my language and be able to listen to my music
Yeah.
without being afraid.
Afraid.
It's
It's
bullshit.
ridiculous, honey.
It
It's
is.
just ridiculous.
It's so sad to me, but I worry about those things, and that's why I think that we really need to spend a good amount of time on immigration and all of the things that we go through,
Yeah.
just from a Hispanic standpoint and, just everything when it comes to the detention centers and let's call them what they are, the concentration camps,
Concentration camps.
all of that bullshit. We need to really spend some time talking about that. So I really want to try to make that our, next segment or the segment after that so that we
Okay.
can really shed some light on that. I think it's important.
It is important. It's still a fight that's going on. There's a lot going on. There's so much
Oh,
to
God.
cover.
Yeah.
It's a lot,
Yeah.
but we're going to do it anyway.
Yeah, we will. It'll be hard. I might
It'll be
cry,
hard.
but it is what
Hey,
it is. Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
That's a heavy one. That's going to be tough,
Yeah, I know.
but yeah. But we're going to call it out, guys. We're going to continue to try to bring you as much information as we can. We want to make sure that we're hitting on some of the things that you want to hear from us about. So whenever you see this episode and it drops in your feed, whether it be on YouTube, Spotify, I think we're on Apple, all of the different channels. Whenever you see anything, we would love to see what it is that you have to say in the comments. So please make sure that you comment so that we touch on the subjects that you want to hear about. And we will do our very best to bring them to you because it's really important for us to do that, to bring light
Yes.
to any of
And
the
it's a lot.
subjects.
Don't think that you're being ignored because the next episode ain't about what you wanted to see, or we don't cover that particular subject a lot in one video. You're gonna see us touch on several things, and you're gonna learn more each time.
Mhm.
Like we may talk about Peter Thiel, but only for 5 minutes, and then 3 episodes down the line, I drop some more tea on you that has to do with him.
Right.
It's
Right.
we don't want to overwhelm you with too much information on one subject at the same time becomes overwhelming,
Right.
and the plot gets lost.
Right.
Let's just have a conversation about several different things. That way, y'all can build the memory of it, and it's being covered.
Right. I agree. I agree.
I don't want to just devote one whole episode to one person and one subject because there's 10,000 things going on at once, and you don't want to be overloaded with too much information on one thing at one time.
Right. I agree. I agree.
Because I'm dealing with that overloading right now as we speak.
She's like,
I woke up this morning, I was like, okay, there's too much. There's too much, and I can't even get it out of my head today. It's too much. It's too much.
that was so bad. It was so bad. It was funny
bad.
though. I know. I was just like, girl, you'll be all right. Oh my God, we're just a wreck. We don't have
Yes,
it together,
yes.
guys. Trust me, we don't.
No,
We do our
no,
best.
But we're trying.
We are for real. Every day is a struggle.
And hopefully our trying will have the big backbones by Biff to be the third of a time convicted felon, fraudster, adjudicated rapist crying.
Baby. Hey home, little piggy.
Y'all are gonna make me cry. Good.
Sit your ass
Good. I
down
hope
right
you ball
there.
your ass off.
Right. And don't shit in your diaper when you're doing that. We don't have to wiping him up has just got to be the worst fucking thing. The worst fucking thing. Like, who has that job? It's so sad.
I used to do home health care for my stepfather. I've had to wipe another man's ass and his balls before. And it's not fun work when you love the motherfucker. So
Oh man, that's gotta be. I don't want to look at old balls and trying to wipe the shit in between them and imagine all the wrinkles and trying to pull the ball apart and trying to just get all the shit off of it. It's just the visual.
is it too much to ask for a president who can wipe his own ass? You know what I mean? Is that too much? Like that's how low the standards have gotten.
Right.
Right? Like I just want him to be able to say a fluid sentence, and I want to be able to hold his fluids. That's it.
That's it.
I need a fluid sentence, and I need you to be able to control your fluids. I mean, we keep lowering the expectation at this point to
I
where
feel like
a duck could be president at this point and still do a better job. She did not just come in with the. No, she didn't. She did. She did. She just came in. You almost slipped it into my precious for a minute.
I used to be able to do my Donald Duck voice where you could understand what I was saying, but I don't have practice. I'm gonna practice that
Yeah.
shit. I'm gonna practice it.
Okay. I need to practice some more of my impersonations. I used to be so good at it.
Oh man,
It's a
I can't
skill that
wait.
you have to continuously practice.
Yeah, you do.
But and it's been a long time. But I used to be really good at impersonations.
Yeah, I'll
I
have
just
to
gave up
practice my
doing it.
Donald Duck. Well, he is a lame duck, so we definitely need to work on that
I think
quack.
I can still do Goofy's laugh pretty good. That's right, Mickey. That's how I'm gonna start laughing at red hats. Golly gee.
Oh shit. We haven't even been drinking yet.
It's too early in the
Man.
day, but I'm about to
It's
knock
never
off
too
work,
early
so
for a marg. Yeah, no, it's never too early for that shit. We got to do it, girl. I'm about to
just
have a
ask Whiskey
margarita.
Pete.
Right. Exactly. It's never, he wakes up with that shit right by his bed. He's just like, let me have a little sip.
Well, we've had fun this episode with you guys, and we'll be back soon with more tea for you, more cutting up, more acting a fool, and more laughing at them because it really gets under their thin skin.
Yes, it does. I love it. All right, baby.